Mmusi Maimane is leading his organization's grievance with government to the Constitutional Court. The One South Africa movement leader says the move from level 4 to level 3 is incoherent and says the reopening of schools will only lead to a spike in COVID-19 infections.
We've decided to take the matter to the Constitutional Court, where we are asking the court to play a supervisory role. When you consider the fact that the combination of a step down from level 4 to level 3 and the opening of schools to over 2 million citizens, it means 10 million of our citizens are now back on the roads where the risk of infection is going to rise.
The ANC has reacted to Maimane, arguing all government decisions to reopen the economy were based on scientific evidence.
We believe that decisions that are being taken by government, implemented, they have been well thought, they are scientific, and they are meant to save lives. And that when government says we can now move to level 3 and calling on South Africans to do everything else to make sure that they save themselves from being infected and saving others as well, is because government has done its own necessary assessment.
Reported shortage of PPEs in the Western Cape has emboldened even more criticism from government's readiness to reopen schools.
There are no masks in schools. The schools that have reopened in the Western Cape, in townships like Thembaletu, children in some of the schools have been turned away because there are no masks. Some children are bringing their own masks to school. There is also no scientific evidence to the fact that the virus has decreased or that we have flattened the curve.
The IFP, meanwhile, says the Department of Education is causing confusion in society.
The deadline, which has been set for the 8th of June, is in itself one which we do not believe is going to be met, particularly given the shortage of PPEs in schools and the simple fact that schools themselves are not ready. The stakeholders, which include parents and teachers themselves, are actually at this point very, very confused.
The reopening of schools and lowering lockdown restriction has broken the supposed unity political parties showed in the beginning of the lockdown. While it's no secret, infections will likely rise under level 3 of the lockdown. Some parties say government's latest move will only lead to even more chaos. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Johannesburg.